Thank you so much, Ankur, for this conversation. It's been long overdue, but we're finally here, and I'm very excited to talk with you, learn from you, and also share my experiences. And hope this conversation is helpful for other designers who are thinking about improv, doing improv, or
Absolutely.
improvisers who want to do design or thinking about design. I'd like to ask you a question about improv and design again. If you had, let's say, a superpower where you are the improv design man, or that's the superhero name, what would be one improv technique, mindset, or method that you'd like to instill in all designers in this world?
Yeah. Uh, I could go with the traditional one, which is yes and, but I think just to not do that and think of something else other than yes and,
Yeah.
which is very, very powerful.
Yes.
I would say it's just getting over the fear of failure in a very, very strong way. If I would take one thing away from improv, and that can happen only if you do it a little more than just a couple of workshops. It happens over the years when because Vishnu, you go on stage, you don't have a script. There is 75% chance that this might not be the greatest scene you've done, and maybe more, 90%. So the chances of failure as a word, so that's why we don't use the word failure. The chances of this not working out is very, very, very high, and that's why you don't see so many improv videos, etc. Right? Because it doesn't work that way. But the spirit is in going right back after that, after something that did not work, but being completely fine with it. Yeah, it didn't work, but I learned this, I learned that, and then I come back on stage and do another scene. And within the scene as well, something happened, but I didn't feel, stuck, or I didn't feel that I failed or somebody failed. We just continue building on that. So I think over a period of time, that has made me very, very powerful in a way. You feel very powerful in a way because you feel that, yeah, this doesn't work, but that's good. That's good. I've actually started saying that. It's become part of my vocabulary. If we, because as designers, I feel people getting so sad about the designs not being accepted, and then they start following the rut. We start following what the industry wants
Mhm.
because then it gets implemented. It's very easy then. So after a few years, you'll see, yeah, yeah, I know what works. Yeah, I know what works, and that is where the degeneration of the mind starts. That is where the designer starts dying in you. So if you were to not worry so much about failure in your designs and not being worried about your designs not coming out or you're not being, don't worry. It's fine. It's our job to actually fail. Keep failing till we, maybe sometimes work out. And that will be beautiful. So making failure a regular part of our, I think, design process is perfectly fine. Otherwise, we lose our innovative mindset and follow the right.
Yeah, very powerful, like you just said. And I think a lot of things play towards that culture where we are brought up and things
Absolutely.
like that. But I think the acceptance of not working, I think, is very important. And it goes back to even in a traditional design thinking, a sort of process, 5-step process that we are
Yeah.
introduced to. Prototyping is failing, right? You prototype and you want to learn what is working, of
Correct.
course, but there is always so much value in knowing what is not working as well. And something that I try to bring to brainstorming sessions is, of course, we develop how might we statements, but what is the anti how might we? That is my first brainstorming prompt always, of
Mm.
how can we not solve this problem? And just
That's
brainstorm
nice.
50 ideas of how can we not solve, how can we make this problem worse?
What you're doing also with that, Vishnu, is you're making it, and this would also be one of my requests to the design world, is make things more playful. We are getting far too serious as a corporate world. So
Mhm.
corporate world needs to be, a little more humor, play. So what you just did is adding play to it. You just added play, and
Yes.
the moment you will is describe this, people they'll have a smile on their faces, and they might find it silly at the start, but they start enjoying it after a while, and that's where I feel your win is as an
Yes.
improviser going into design. That's where your win is. You can be playful yourself, and you can bring play for others.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's also helpful. Thank you so much for this wonderful conversation, Ankur. I think to close us off, if you just want to talk about your improv collective right now, Nautanki Buzz Improv Collective,
Yes, no,
and
thank you, yes.
what you have been doing with it, what are some opportunities where designers or improvisers or creative folks can be part of your collective workshops.
Yeah. Thanks for the conversation. Loved it. Extremely, I think we both are very passionate about these two topics. So, lovely to talk to a designer who is an improviser and feels so passionately about the connection. Um, Initially, I didn't see that connection happening. I was like, this is both things which I love. But as I started doing it more, I started realizing the power of improv and how it can influence design so strongly. And now I've developed a workshop which is only for designers and creative folks. So it gives examples of how you can use same exercises as a team, making a ritual of because you can't just go off once and read a workshop and it's done. It's not like that. So you'll have to practice some things, and so I've developed those rituals which I can hand over to teams, and then they can follow over and make their own improv jam sessions. Maybe don't call it improv, call it whatever you want to call it. And So that's one thing that we have been doing as a group. Otherwise, we have jams which are free almost for people to join in almost every second Sunday. We have workshops which run on weekends. The community is around 400, 500 people strong now, which is a good size, I think, for a improv community. I've also started, and we also talked about it, that we need to make it bigger, which is the designers and improv coming together. So the communities where both of these can come together. Right now, it's pretty small, nascent, but I hope to grow this over a period of time with people like you, and people who are going to watch this can connect to us on Instagram or LinkedIn, available at both places, and we can offer you something. We also have shows, so if you don't want to perform but or learn, you want to see it, there's always a show happening every other week. So yeah, cool things happening. Very excited.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for this, Ankur. It's been a very interesting, insightful, and sometimes validating conversation to have. And yeah, thank you so much for your time and all your insights. I'm sure this will be helpful. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Vishnu. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah.